Yes, all right, guys. Welcome back to Courses Arsenal podcast. Welcome back to another live stream where I'm going to be breaking down a couple of stories that have happened today. Emi Buendia to force move James Bank. Anyway, let us just look at these stories because there are so many, and at times I do not actually. That's why I didn't upload so many stories today. This is my second and it's my first live stream. I have issues with my laptop, so we will not be able to have the live calling and phone in. So whoever is here for that, maybe you come back later when we can actually have the live calling and phone in. It's just not possible today. I need to collect around 2 million to get a better machine. So it doesn't look so good, but I have a couple of stories on my desk. Like you've seen the title. Emiliano Buendia, will he force the move? Will Arsenal actually concrete their interest? William Saliba off to Nice. It has been confirmed he has done his medicals. We're also going to be discussing that. There is no option to buy, like it had been earlier reported. So probably that is good news for us, no? And a couple of other stories. So how are you guys doing? Welcome back to yet another show. Subscribe to the channel, smash like button, and Merry 2021. Thank you guys. We made it to 18,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for whoever who has put in their efforts to share, to subscribe, to like the videos, people who comment. We are just 2K away from the grand prize of $100 to one person like this. The one of the regulars actually will be taking that prize. So make no mistake. Let us discuss the transfers as they are coming in. So let us start with Emiliano Buendia, who is set to force his move to Arsenal after reports came in yesterday that actually we had talked about his personal terms and the price to Norwich. However, Norwich had come out before earlier, and they had pushed away the stories. They had said that rather they would not be willing to listen to any offers. They will not be willing to sell Emiliano Buendia in the January transfer window. Something I said that you understand why Norwich do not want to sell. Exactly. We do understand why Norwich do not want to sell Emi Buendia because he's one of their best players. He's actually one of their best, players in down there, plus Max Aarons and a couple of others. And if they have any hope of coming up in the Premier League, then it's going to be Emiliano Buendia, who puts in all he can. And I was like, okay, we all of us were like, all right. Then what's going to happen? Then the manager also came in and said he's up, he's still our player. We don't want him to go, and there are no offers yet for him. So I think that washes away the story yesterday. We had yesterday and all the rumors that were circulating yesterday that were agreed a price with Norwich. That that washes the story. However, today James Bank just confirmed that the player will push for us for an Arsenal move if Arsenal actually table their interest officially. A reported fee of around 15 to 20 million will be enough. That is according to reports coming in. Of course, some people say he's worth 40, 35, 40, 30 million. It depends on what kind of blog you read, and it depends on what kind of website and outlet you read. But that is it. So if we have discussed personal terms as well, and the player is willing to join, then the ball is in the hands of Arsenal to actually get out of our comfort zone, either sign him up or leave him, just like we did with Hausema. And I think this is another deja vu. It looks like another deja vu, and we have always had these kind of deja vus for almost forever. In the Hausema deal, the Thomas Partey deal last summer, what happened, the Filippo Coutinho deal, reports had it that Arsenal had agreed personal terms with Filippo Coutinho. And I've seen so many, that story is still trending, and it's 4 months old. Yeah. That was there. The Arsenal had agreed personal terms with Filippo Coutinho. We agreed personal terms with House Samawa. We agreed personal terms with Thomas Partey way long before we thought about signing him. So I cannot dismiss the story now that Arsenal did discuss the personal terms with Emi Buendia. The question is, will Arsenal actually do anything in related, in relatedness to taking a step forward to sign Emi Buendia from Norwich? Are we going to pay that money? If it's getting our players out of the way, I think we are doing it so well. Socrates, is leaving. Kolasinac is leaving, or he has left on a loan deal, and Saliba has also left on a deal. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But are we going to bring in the players? And I've seen a couple of people really, taking me on because we're not going to sign players and so on. But we know Arsenal need signings. There is no doubt in that. We know Arsenal need signings. And actually, if you think that Arsenal Football Club does not need signings because we have 3 wins in the last 3 games, you're absolutely mad. But I also understand, the many people who tell me because Arsenal is not going to do deals and so on. Again, I do understand because it has been the nature of Arsenal. That is how we do our business, day in, day out. We always have so much to say and less to do. So let us wait for the Emi Buendia deal and see how things will be rolling up. Let us discuss more of William Saliba, because Saliba has just finished his medical with Nice. He's going to sign 6 months loan, 19 years of age. However, Football Online are reporting that the player might be less interested in coming back at the Emirates Stadium after his loan move. That is it. So, well, I think him going out on loan, than it's better than him not playing football. I think it is better because it doesn't make any sense. Why would a player stay at a club where they're not getting game time, yet there is a club that is willing to give them game time? It wouldn't make any sense, would it? But again, I think about it in this way, and I'm like, if the player actually agreed to take a pay cut to leave Arsenal, then it means he feels this is not home. He feels it's like he's escaping hell. And which I talk about that, I think I'll report that story in detail tomorrow in the morning. I think William Saliba has been seeing Arsenal as hell. And he thinks he's been escaping hell. And finally he's free. So I wouldn't actually, because this is his second year on his contract. He spent the first year on loan. This is second year. He's spending it on loan. So by the time he comes, he's going to have 2 years left on his contract. And the option we will have is either sell him out, or risk losing him to a free transfer 2 years after, which I don't think will make sense. So I think Arsenal is going to sell William Saliba. I think that is what's going to happen. However much many people do not want to accept that, as a fact, I think we are going to sell William Saliba. And also by the fact, judging by the fact that we are linked with Roger Ibanez, Roma defender, very closely. We were also linked with Eric Garcia very closely. However, Mikel Arteta didn't get to sign the player because Barcelona took him out of hand. It also shows you that maybe William Saliba doesn't have a future at Arsenal. Probably he doesn't. However much the club doesn't want to disappoint him or disappoint the fans by throwing him out, under the bus and out of the curtain, probably he doesn't have a future at Arsenal. And we might see William Saliba not playing for Arsenal. Either, of course, this year he's not going to play. Next year, if he doesn't play next year, he'll have 1 year left on his contract and anyone can sign him. So that is it. Probably we will never see William Saliba, sign. And what's interesting is that players like Rob Holding are getting new deals. Rob Holding is getting a new big deal at Arsenal. Now, I don't mean to say he shouldn't get the deal, because I think, especially this season, he has worked for it. He has earned it. He has really earned, the fact that he's going to get a new contract. He has earned his contract, not by becoming one of the best defenders at Arsenal in the league, but I think he's a little bit regular. According to the standards of Mikel Arteta, he's regular. He's been playing a couple of games, so I do understand when Arsenal want to reward him with a new contract. So Rob Holding gets a new contract. William Saliba gets a new loan deal, and probably this is going to, for me, I think this is going to cost us a player, just like Florian Balogun. You see, the reason as to why Balogun is not signing a new contract is basically simply he's not getting game time and he's frustrated. Yeah, he seems. You see, these players also rate themselves. Saliba knows at some point in time he's better. He's better than players like Rob Holding. He's better than Callum Chambers. He's better than some of the defenders at Arsenal, and they get a chance, and he doesn't get a chance. Just imagine if we had lost Emile Smith-Rowe to a club like, for example, let's say Everton, and he's putting in the performances. And I think Mikel Arteta makes a mistake. We need to trust the young players because they have given us what we have been looking for, and that is enough evidence to bring the young players on board. Aubameyang is absolute shit this season. Absolute shit. We said we were not creating chances. We are creating chances now. He doesn't take them. So he's absolutely shit. Pepe is shit. Willian is shit. So you look at the young players and they are the beacon. Yeah? They're the beacon at Arsenal. And all you have to do is trust them. Gabriel Magalhaes is a beacon in that defense. Tian is a beacon in that defense. Smith-Rowe in the midfield, Saka and Martinelli on the front line. Yeah. So how come Balogun doesn't get a chance? How come William Saliba doesn't get a chance? So many questions to be asked there. And there are big questions like if Emi Buendia ever signed for Arsenal, if we got a player like Isco, what is the future of Emile Smith-Rowe? Probably it's going to become like another William Saliba. And he's going to leave this club and haunt us like Serge Gnabry is doing as Bayern Munich. So it's a big mistake. It's really a big mistake to let William Saliba go. And I think everybody knows that. This loan deal, probably, we are going to convince ourselves that it's for the better of the player. And yes, it is. But it doesn't serve anything in the interest of the club. It's going to remain one thing that the player feels unloved, detached, hated, locked up, and wherever kind of negative sentiments he can actually feel for Arsenal Football Club. So probably, I don't know what you guys think about Saliba. I don't know what you guys think about Emiliano Buendia. I would love to take some of your comments, very shortly. Smash the like button if you're live watching in the chat. Smash the like button. Thank you so much. Massively appreciated. And thank you for subscribing. We have already hit the mark of at least 18,000 subscribers. Enoch says, how far is our transfer of Julian Brandt? Okay. Dorman, actually, why did I say Thomas Tuchel? Michael Zorc was speaking to the media, was it yesterday? And he was saying that Arsenal have actually not tabled an official bid for Julian Brandt. So if anything is going to move on, then we first have to table at least an official bid. Will make some sense. But we haven't, we haven't offered them an official bid, and Dortmund are still on the wall. They're saying we don't want to sell our players in winter. So probably that is the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. They do not want to sell their players in the winter. In winter. Hello, big up. Man, you good? I'm very good. How are you doing, Abdu? Bro, as per now, we could say already sign at least player, but the team is not serious. Yeah, I mean, all of us expected Arsenal to do quick business. All of us want Arsenal to do quick business. But at times I do understand. At times I do understand the club. Deals are not really going to be that easy. I don't think Arsenal has a lot of money that I don't think Arsenal have a lot of money that's going to be spent and crack deals easily. We're not that all that of attractive, so it's going to take some time for us to procure players. But I still think we shall sign some good players. I still believe we shall sign some good players. Let Buendia continue to push for transfer. It will be Arsenal's problem. Joseph from Somalia, big up Joseph. And Happy New Year from Igwe as well. Big up Relentless. How are you doing, my man? There. Hi, bro. Is Arsenal still interested in House Semawa? Well, the link was there when we were going into the January transfer window. Arsenal was still interested in our Semawa, but it was confirmed that we shall not sign him in January. Lyon will not sell him. I told you Lyon are almost in a title race, and someone actually was attacking me that if how Semawa is in the title race, how come I'm saying that Memphis Depay can actually be signed? And that was really a foolish comment, because I told you Memphis Depay is on his last month in his contract. If anyone brought in good money at Lyon right now, they wouldn't hesitate to give you Memphis Depay. They wouldn't hesitate. They wouldn't want to lose him on a free. As simple as that. But, anyway, that is it. Kosi, I like your analysis and you're doing it perfectly, man. Thanks. How are you doing? Big up, Enoch. Sabata is going to come. Look, the Sabata deal is a little bit hard. I think 45 million would be very hard for Arsenal to pay in January. However, I would also think if Arsenal decided to go for one player in this January transfer window, it should be Sabata. Look, I think Buendia is an interesting player, but he is limited. He plays on the right wing, left wing, and in a number 10 role. Sabata, however, can play in that anchor role with Thomas Partey, and he can create a lot of chances from that position, while Emile Smith-Rowe continues to develop as a number 10 at Arsenal. Actually, I think if we get Sabata, we can keep Emile Smith-Rowe in the squad. However, if we get Emi Buendia, it's hard to keep Emile Smith-Rowe in the squad. However, both deals, I agree, would be very good deals, especially at a time when I think Arsenal need a player to partner Thomas Partey in the midfield. I'll go with Sabata. But the problem, I told you, we can't sign Sabata and another player. It would be hell expensive. This is not the summer. This is the January transfer window where Arsenal is used to being in a holiday. Like, look at other teams doing business. Yeah, that is what we are used to. We look at other teams doing business. So probably it's gonna be a hell difficult, more difficult to do that. You can imagine the midfield three of Brandit, Buendia, and Partey. Yeah, I mean it's a good. It would be actually interesting to see such a midfield. But the problem is, again, if you're going to play a 4-3-3 like City, because City can afford to use De Bruyne, Gundogan, and Phil Foden or Bernardo Silva in that midfield. And when you look at that midfield, you're like, do they even have any defensive cover in it? But the truth is, the philosophy is attack, be offensive, and that's the best way you're gonna defend yourself. That's the best way you're gonna keep the ball. So I think the fact is, if Arsenal can get Brandit, Buendia, and Partey, it would be quite interesting. But one player would have to sacrifice, because Jelan Brandit is more like an Emiliano Buendia, a copy. I don't know who's better, but by statistics, in the past 2 seasons, you would say Buendia is better. But there's the time span, that time Jelan Brandit spent at Leverkusen, he was quite exciting, and you can I actually think he is in the same level with Emiliano Buendia. But both of them play the same thing, the same roles, to the left, to the right, and through the middle. So you'll have to sacrifice. Either Emi Buendia joins Partey in the pivot, or since we may not have a pivot in a 4-3-3, again, you'll have one player to, play a little bit deeper and the other ahead of him. And I think the good thing with Jelan Brandit, he doesn't really want to take on the free roles, this kind of running all over the pitch and, all over. I mean, he can concentrate on creating chances. The good thing, again, with Emiliano Buendia, he's a little bit more versatile. You can use him as a post-modern upgrade of a number 8. I don't know whether that makes sense. Like the Santi Cazorla type. Well, like when you look at him, he's a number, you look at him as a number 10, but he basically plays number 8. He's driving this ball, the Donny van der Beek kind of player, driving this ball throughout the midfield, passing it in the wide areas, and scoring goals and creating chances for the team. So it would make sense. It would only make some sense. Because what about our Ozil? Forgotten forever, or else reconsidered? Look, thank you so much for the comment. I think Mesut Ozil is far from coming back in the Arsenal squad. Very far from coming back in the Arsenal squad. By this time, probably we should have had something from him. But by the fact that he has already agreed that I'm not longer part of this Arsenal project, it would be better to keep him out of the squad. Not because we not because we do not need him. I understand we do need him. He's one of the best players we have inside. But the reason as to why I would agree that we need to keep him out of the squad is as simple as this. If we get him out there to start playing football and his mind is, elsewhere, it's not going to work in our favor. I think it's the same problem we're having with players like Willian. I don't think Willian is playing in Arsenal's favor. I mean, I just don't think. So, since he has made up his mind, he's going, like the Mustafis, and company, the Socrates, you'd rather let him go. Yeah, you'd rather let him go. Ozil, a nice player. I would want to see him get some, more game time at Arsenal, but it's time to let him go. That is the fact. It is time to let him go. And I do understand all the Arsenal fans who feel, it should be getting more game time. I do understand your sorrows. Why can't we trust Ozil again? Because Arsenal don't have the money to spend. We wait until summer. We go for Owa, Frenchman. I mean, it's a little bit skeptical of a statement to say Arsenal do not have money. And I don't know why most people really blog like that and they'll say Arsenal do not have money to spend. Arsenal do not have, can't spend. I don't believe those rumors. I still believe Arsenal in a financial position where they can spend money. Yeah, we're in a financial position where you can spend money. The only problem is that we don't want to spend that money, or we have to clear out the deadwood fast. So who is expected to leave this January? We have left, 2 players have left. Saliba has left already. Yeah, Saliba has already left the club, and Sid Kolasinac has left. Socrates is another player that could actually leave the club. There are negotiations that, for him to cancel his contract and leave. Of course, I have no problems with him. I blame Arsenal because they made this mistake. We should have let this guy go a long time ago. You understand? We should have let him go a long time ago. But, we did a lot of crap and a lot of shit and he didn't leave. But Socrates is going to leave as well. Ozil is going to stay and Mustafi might stay. So probably we have 2 players that will have to leave in the summer. But I think one more player like this, Socrates, will have to leave the club. He's going to cancel his contract. Any rumors on the Torreira coming back? Yeah, those rumors were actually there. But the fact is they're no longer there. Yeah, they're no longer there. So probably it's not going to come back. I mean, Atletico Madrid was saying he has not met the requirements and standards of the coach, the manager, Diego Simeone, but it looks like there is not there is no talk of anything like like that linking him to come back. Luna says, Link, my brother, my machine has a problem, so I don't know when I can procure a new machine because I really don't have the money right now. So I don't know whether we shall be able to hold the live phone-ins and call-ins and, I don't know. I'll need to raise up to around $200 to fix my machine or get myself a new machine, not fix my machine, but get myself a new machine. As for now, we can just talk through the comments, discuss things like that. What came of Kroenke meeting with Edu this afternoon? I'm still looking for the results. I haven't actually caught up with what actually, what they discussed. But the last time they discussed, Don Kroenke made it clear that if we want to sign any players, it's going to be after we take out the dead wood. We clear out the dead wood. Players have to leave for others to come in. That is what Kroenke said. So just to make sure that you actually know. I don't mind this player. He is hungry and creative, very hungry, very creative. I think he's a masterclass player. The only question I have is he going to play at Arsenal? Is he going to play at top level? Those are big questions because we have seen a couple of players actually come at Arsenal, come at Manchester United, come at clubs like Chelsea, and they do not perform. And you're like, what's happening? Kai Havertz, all of you know, Kai Havertz was one of the best players in the German Bundesliga. At Leverkusen, he was unstoppable, brilliant. But Leverkusen, priced him at 100 million. But things are not working out. Werner was there, Leipzig, things really working out, and now things are not really working out. We have had a couple of players that have come to Arsenal. Pepe himself, things are not really working out. So playing for Lille, playing for Norwich is another thing, and playing for Arsenal is also another chapter in your life. Bro, which players do you think will join? Look, I've done a couple of stories addressing this, and now I'll say it again. If Arsenal is going to sign a player, it's going to be a creative midfielder, and it will either be Isco on loan or Emiliano Buendia or Julian Brandit. That is the scope I'm looking at. There are a couple of rumors about Sola, about Ryan Christie, about so many players, but I still think we shall focus on those three. Yeah, but either get one of them or two, but I think it's going to be one. Kosi, let me know all the Arsenal transfer news, Alex. Okay. Big up, Alex. Big up, Alex. There's a big debate on this channel. Some people say, Kosi, keep away from the rumors. Don't do the transfer rumors. And other people tell me, like, Alex, you want the transfer rumors. You want the transfer news that happens on a daily basis. So just tell me in the comments, should we keep doing the rumors, or we should actually keep out from the rumors? It will make some more sense when I get to know from you guys. For sure, Hausemawa is Arsenal's attacking solutions. Look, Hausemawa is not that of an attacking maestro. He is more of a Santi Cazorla type, but he is a little bit slower than Santi Cazorla and a little bit less gifted than Santi Cazorla. So they're not in the same basket. But I agree. If we get Hausemawa, he adds something to the club. He's a pure definition of a number 8. And why I would actually take Hausemawa is because Emily Smith-Rowe will still get some time to play when we sign, when we sign Awa. So I wouldn't be troubled by that. I can't wait to see this man at the Emirates Stadium. Probably we shall have to wait a little bit, longer. But I'm sure Arsenal will do a deal. Probably not one we expect, but we shall do a deal, and all of us will be happy with it. That is our Arsenal. This will not be done. Pure fact that involves a fee, and Arsenal are more likely to approach loan deals. Plus, if Buendia was a player we wanted, we would have purchased in the summer. We had bought Thomas Partey at 45 million in the summer. I still remember, and of course, you knew Arsenal was not going to sign another person. Arsenal was not going to sign another player after signing Thomas Partey for 45 million. Quit. Not even, that money was not in installments. It was cash down. So you understand why we wouldn't sign in another player. Kosi, when are you coming on my show with me live? Always here to discuss United and Arsenal. United Time TV. Bro, just send me your socials. Send me your socials, or you can inbox me on Twitter at Kosi's Arsenal Podcast, or you can send me your socials, and then we discuss that. Press the like button, guys. Thank you so much, Brubato. Thank you so much. Please do press the like button. Really means a lot. It seems Arsenal have relaxed because of 3 wins, but wait, the day they are beaten, money will be out. And I say this on one of the match reactions, that we are gonna get distracted. We are gonna get distracted, and that's what Arsenal do. That is how Arsenal are. we always get distracted. Yeah, we always get distracted. 3 wins, our interest in the transfer summer is over. Is off. We are very slow. We are looking at offloading players. I mean, what happened to the Arsenal that lost games consecutively, lost points, dropped points consecutively? What happened to that football club? Kosi, what about our Ozil? I did answer that. United Times says Arsenal will finish in top 4 in Sen. Looking forward to the game at the Emirates. Yeah, I think that would be an interesting one. Manchester United up against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. I think United are on fire. They are one of the best sides in the league. Arsenal is crawling back, but we need a lot of reinforcements. If only we can get a creative player, Thomas Partey coming back to partner either Danny Ceballos or Granit Xhaka. If you have Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey and Emily Smith-Rowe, should I say? Let's say we have not signed anyone to provide us with the creativity. Then you have Martinelli, Aubameyang, Saka, and Lacazette. If they are in top form, it would be an interesting one to watch. It would be an interesting one. Saka taking on Shaw, and then Martinelli taking on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It will be an interesting one to watch. Yeah. Ozil will no longer be playing for Arsenal. So let's move on, man. I can't wait till he leaves so we can stop hearing that Ozil talk each and every time. I do understand Dash. I understand Dash. And I think, it's the same old story with Emi Buendia. Fans actually failed to let them go. Arsenal fans failed to believe that that these players are no longer part of the project. Finally, Emi Martinez signs for Aston Villa, and then, the pressure was there, the talk was there, but finally the storm calmed down, and then probably even with Ozil, it will calm down. Why can't we trust Ozil again? That was answered as well. Who is expected to leave in January? I answered that as well. Any rumors on Torreira come back? I answered that as well. So looks like I've answered those previous comments. So let me look at the new ones. This is a transfer that can take us to the next level, just like how Bruno kicked to Manchester United. Look, I understand many Arsenal fans want a new Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, many Arsenal fans want a new, a new Bruno Fernandes. We desire to have such kind of a player at Arsenal, but remember, a couple of years ago, we had the chance to sign Christian Eriksen from Netherlands. We didn't. We had a chance to get Donny van der Beek. We didn't. So, yeah, I understand we might need that kind of version of a player, but again, we have wasted a lot of opportunities. But I think Emi Buendia can be that kind of player if he sparks up. If he sparks up, and it depends on the communication, because look, if you play Buendia with Pepe and Aubameyang, it's gonna be shit. It's really gonna be, yeah. But if you play Emi Buendia alongside Smith-Rowe and Saka Martinelli, trust me, it's going to be that kind of player we think about. The problem with what I've seen with Mikel Arteta, he trusts the young players. He really trusts them, but he doesn't want to keep the old boys out of the squad, and that's going to cost us points. Look, I looked at Aubameyang and I was like, why don't you substitute Aubameyang at half time? Yeah, why don't you just kick him off the pitch at half time? He's doing trash. But anyway, who do you think can really kick us on, and why? Okay, brilliant question. Who do I think can actually kick us on, and why? And my answer is very clear. If we can sign Macho Sabadza, one player like this, Macho Sabadza, he does it. Yeah, he really, really, really does it. Because, Sabadza is this kind of player that is really versatile, technically gifted, It's going to give you what Julian Brandt would have given you. It's going to give you part of what Emi Buendia would have given you. The difference Sabitzer has, against these other players is he can drop deeper, play with Thomas Partey, drive that ball forward, and then score goals from deeper from the midfield. That means you can have the luxury of having a number 10, then use him as a number 8, but it's going to give you all the things a number 10 will give you, on addition that you'll have a number 10 on the pitch. And I think he has more experience as compared to Buendia, Brandit. He's in top form, quite good form. For the past 3 seasons, he has been at Leipzig. He's been absolutely brilliant. And I think he's tested. He's been the Champions League with Leipzig. He's challenged teams like Bayern. So I think if we got Sabitzer, he would kick us up. But the question is, can we even get Sabitzer? I want to answer this. Do you rate Philip Billings and McGinn? I rate McGinn so much. And look, if you can just imagine, if we could, all of us think Bissouma is the next big deal, and I agree. Yeah, Yavis Bissouma, brilliant player, next big thing, blah 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 blah. But just imagine if we had a player like McGinn next to Thomas Partey, and in front of them you have a creative player that that is sparking. McGinn is a bully. McGinn is a real bully. I just love his management in the midfield. Who would you kick in your player? Who would you kick in your player if you're manager, and why would you kick them? Who would you kick? I think the question is if I were manager, who would I kick out? Okay, I think that's the question. That's what he's trying to ask. Who would I kick out if I was manager, and why would I kick them out? Okay, right now at the current Arsenal situation, if you're telling me to kick out of the squad, yeah, if you're asking me to kick out of this, a player would kick out of the squad. Honestly, I would kick out. And now this is gonna sound a little bit harsh, but I'll kick out Mohamed Elneny. He's just not good enough. Yeah, he's just not good enough. He's not good enough for this football club. And I'm going to start a review segment where I'll be reviewing all games, all the big games anyway, big teams playing on this channel. And I'll tell you, there are some players that are lucky to be playing at some football clubs, and they shouldn't be there. And that is, Mohamed Elneny is one of them. They're loyal. They give you whatever they want, whatever you want. They are perfect. They are perfect in character. They give you whatever kind of, commitment you need as a club, but they are just not good enough in terms of quality and technicality. They're not there. Players like Scott McTominay at Manchester United, players like Granit Xhaka and Mohamed Elneny at Arsenal, players like Takumi Minamino at Liverpool. Those players are good, but they're not good enough for that football club. Yeah, so I'll kick him out. But if you ask me who would I kick out of my starting 11 on the pitch, my answer is quite clear: Aubameyang, because he's a misfit now. Yeah, he's one of our best players, if not our best player, but he's a misfit. Trust me, he's a misfit. When with Saka, Martinelli, and Emile Smith Rowe, the pace that these boys actually use, yeah, you either have got to keep up with the pace or you keep up with the mind game. He's not keeping up with any of that. I'll kick him out. I'll just kick him out and make Martinelli a permanent player. Or, let him, I would subject him to competition with Alexander Lacazette. And it's unfair for me to say this, but I don't think right now Aubameyang is going to be a match for Alexander Lacazette. At times we underrate and we do overrate Alexander Lacazette. I think it's overrated. But at times we do underrate because it's overrated. At times we underrate and underestimate his capabilities and abilities. But the fact is, Lacazette if you got him into those goal scoring positions like he's doing, if you get him those chances against West Brom, he's gonna bang in the nets. My problem with Alex is he likes to play. He plays so well, with or without the ball. My problem with him is he doesn't get to finish off the one-on-ones very well. And that's the good thing with Aubameyang. Look at that goal Aubameyang scored against Southampton. Alex Lacazette shouldn't, wouldn't have scored that goal. So again, Lacazette, but if you get him the right positions, he's scoring. Aubameyang is getting those positions, he's not scoring. So Aubameyang needs to check to check himself out. By the way, Mitariguna TV says Sabitzer would be a good central attacking midfielder and Buendia as the 10. How does that sound? Very perfect. Very perfect. And I told you Sabitzer would actually allow you the luxury of having a number 10 on the pitch, which is because, trust me, if Sabitzer joins Arsenal, the fact is he's kicking out Ceballos and Xhaka, who are already irrelevant. So I don't think, he limits us from having a number 10. If you're actually to play a 4-3-3, it would be even perfect. Partey, Sabitzer, and Buendia. It would be actually more perfect. And for me, I see Sabitzer as a Kevin De Bruyne. I don't see him as a Santi Cazorla type of player or a Yuri Telemans. I see him as that kind of player that crosses the ball. He brings in crosses right from the heart of the midfield, then carves that one, and it comes across the box. He's such a wonderful player. It really sounds good to me, Military Guna TV. Arsenal needs Emiliano and Bissouma to partner. To partners United. Watch this space. I don't know. I don't think we should be sending. Anyway, I won't comment on that. Tell me about Ozil. Arteta is not thinking that injuries are there for him. He knows that he has players. Yeah. I understand what you're talking about. When you talk about squad depth, because if Emily Smith-Rowe got injured, we are back to square one. If Thomas Partey gets injured, you're back at square one. So I think Arsenal is not one of the clubs that actually considers squad depth. I've not seen Arsenal do that in quite some time. The last time I saw Arsenal having a very decent squad, you have almost 5 players that are quite very decent on the bench. It was under Arsene Wenger, and we had a couple of, and most of those players were midfielders. I still remember Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere, because they were a little bit injury prone. They had to sit on the bench. Chambers had to sit on the bench. So on your bench, you had Chambers, you had Ramsey, you had Wilshere. You could choose any of those who comes on. Yeah. And then at times you had Lucas Podolski not start. Olivier Giroud starting. It was quite amazing. Yeah. It was really quite amazing. Do you think Ozil's good? I think he's world class. I think he's world class. Ozil is world class. How can we even ask such a question? He's been tested and he has passed through the tests. His problems are very far away from footballing demons. The demons that haunt him are discipline, character, attitude demons. They're not football demons. They're not football demons. They're not. He is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Kick out Xhaka. I'll kick out Mohamed Elneny. He's just way below average. Or will this transfer really happen? We are still waiting for that. Someone give me a comment. And how the hell did I skip it? You need to sell once. You need to sell one Saka or Martinelli. Oh. If I needed to sell one, Saka or Martinelli, not the easiest of decisions, not the easiest of decisions, but I would say at this point in time, you can't let Bukayo Saka go. You can't let Bukayo Saka go at this point in time. I don't mean that, it's an easy decision to let Gabriel Martinelli go, but at this time, you can't risk having Saka leave. He's English. That is only to our advantage that we have an English player that is performing at that level, at that age, you have to have a couple of English players in your squad. And I think that's one of the reasons why Rob Holding is so lucky to be in this Arsenal squad. So, by the fact that he's English and is performing at that level, and I think he's purely shown his potential. He can lift the club out of the mud by himself, put it on his shoulders and carry us through a couple of, hell seasons. I would keep Saka. I'm a Gabriel Martinelli fan, though. I love Martinelli more than Saka. Had Dortmund set price for 25 million Julian Brandt, just 25. Look, Julian Brandt, there isn't anything that we should be paying a lot more money for Julian Brandt. He hasn't proven anything at Dortmund. If we were signing him from Leverkusen, probably that would have made more sense if they asked for 30 million, because he had a couple of good seasons there with players like Kalin Bellarabi and Hakan Kalunoglu and the others. But now at Dortmund, where I think he's actually facing lack of game time, it's like a liberation mission. Yeah, I don't think he really deserves that 25 million. Even bring back Matteo Guendouzi. I have no problem. Matteo Guendouzi is a good player. Can I join, bro? Right now I cannot host. My machine has a problem. And I would like to replace it, but not in the best financial situation at the beginning of the year. I can't really procure $600 now, so I don't know what I'm going to do. At Arsenal, we need attacking-minded players, defensive midfielders. We have plenty. I do agree. Thanks so much, Kapala. And he makes a very good point, Kennedy. You make a very good point. I think you need a lot of attack-minded players now. If you can add another player to Saka and Aubameyang and Lacazette and Martinelli and M. Smith-Rowe, that makes it a little bit, forward-looking. Arsenal board knows that Justin Buendia isn't enough, so they will sign one more player and sell another player too. We haven't sold any player. We have let out 2 players on loan, and probably, let me hope you're backing the Arsenal board and they won't let you down. I am the Nolan, and send it to me. I would like to share the link, but like I said, my machine is having a little, problems, not little problems, but problems. So I don't know what we are going to do. But without the machine, then we can't really have the discussions and the live call-ins. To be honest, I'm not sure we shall buy any player this month. This is Moses. Let us try to be optimistic. How will you react if Ronaldo or Messi come to Arsenal? I'll be the greatest happy, I'll be the greatest Arsenal fan. Happiest. Like, are we talking about prime Ronaldo? Are we talking about prime Ronaldo, or are we talking about prime Messi, or are we talking about these expensive, big, fat wallets that they have become in the past 2 years, 3 years? Look, Ronaldo is an interesting player, and I think if he came to Arsenal, he would make a difference. Yeah. I mean, Ronaldo is interesting of an interesting of a player, but the issue is how then do you pay them? How signing Messi is not as easy as we think. Signing these players is not as easy as think. But trust me, I would actually love to have both of them, and I would be the happiest Arsenal fan. Mwangozi says we need the transfer news and rumors. 100%. Noted. I'll try to sieve though. How can I donate? For now, because I can't. If you donated through the super chats, it will take me another 28 days. I don't know. It depends on which country you're in. If in your country you can send maybe I'm not really sure. I think I should look at those options. Yeah, but probably I'm not really sure. Not really sure about that. I'm Sam for Arsenal. I'm Sam for Arsenal. 12 goals. Bench Aubameyang. We need transfer rumors. Okay, that has been actually noted. Bino, I've seen your request. I'm going to grant it very soon. Emily Smith Rowe is gonna be your number 10 after 2 seasons. He's a good player. He's a really good player. He's really, really, really a good player. Yeah, yeah. He's a very, very good player. Hi, can he benefit us? No, look, Buendia. Okay, let's say if he works, if things work out for him or Arsenal, he would be very, very important. I don't know whether that really brings out the meaning I want to say, but he would be very, very important in the Arsenal hierarchy. Very important. You don't imagine, you don't imagine having a number 10 in a season where you have not actually been trying to make I'm trying to make Bino mod. Okay. Finally, there he is, added as moderator. So I was saying he would actually benefit us a lot. Let me compare ourselves to Manchester United last season. By January, they were a mid-table team looking for a way out, looking for somehow to overturn their season. And they knew they needed that kind of player. You see, Arsenal do not need just a central attacking midfielder or creative player. No. Arsenal need a player who can actually, Arsenal need a player who can actually turn things around, take on players, take issues. We need a player who is very selfish and very selfless. You see how Bruno does it at United? When he needs to make that key pass, he does it very well. When he needs to take the shots on goal, he does it. Like, he takes full responsibility, in his arms. Like you would see Bukayo Saka, but 10 times Bukayo Saka. Now, if you need that kind of player, Emi Buendia can do it. If you give them the right mentorship, because he's coming at Arsenal and there are so many big names ahead of him. Yeah. So probably he's not going to come there and actually, surpass and overtake anyone. But if you can give him the right mentoring, give him that mentality that you are the spike, the core, just like how Semawa, just like Arteta wanted to build how Semawa. He wanted to build his team around how Semawa, making him that player who is responsible for everything that happens on the pitch. Probably make him captain. Yeah. At Norwich, does Buendia play as a number 10? He plays as a number 10, and he plays a free role. And that's why you've seen him so many times, play through the left, play through the right. He is that free. He's like a Bruno Fernandes at City. If I asked you, when the match starts, does De Bruyne stay in his position? The answer is no. He's in the wings. He's in the middle of the park. He's in goal scoring positions. Yeah, that is how he rolls it at Norwich. Next season, we don't need to buy defenders. We have got a lot of them. We should give opportunity to Saliba and other young Gunners and focus on striking force to get lead of Deadwood defenders all time. Most people will say that we have a lot of Deadwood and we need to unleash it off. But my humble and honest question is, if these players leave, especially in defense, aren't we left hanging? Because if David Louis leaves, Socrates leaves, Kolasinac leaves, Mustafi leaves, those are 4 defenders. Probably Chambers leaves because I do not rate him. Cedric or Ainsley or Bellerin leaves, we shall stay hanging. So we'll need to procure some good players still. Nice contribution so far, but bring back Ozil to see out of his contract will benefit us. The reason that's why I like this podcast is everybody gets a chance to say whatever they want. Yeah, we should sign players who can create more with experience. I do not disagree. Kennedy. We need that creativity to roll in. As soon as possible. Because I think that Isco is gonna be good for us. Look like he's gonna be that man that everybody wanted him to be long time ago. Look, if Arsenal can get Isco to sign and make him that player he was at Malaga, I'll be delighted, happy. But if we cannot make him that player, we are going to have a liability, a big liability. So it's two-way. There's no way there's no way we are going to say, Arsenal what, it's two-way. Yeah, it's two-way. Thanks everybody for for liking the video. Thank you so much. Please do smash the like button. How do you rate your team? Truth be told, I don't know if you're talking about the squad or you're talking about Arsenal. If you ask me about Arsenal is one of the biggest teams in England. You know that 13 titles, 14 FA Cups. We are at least third best. Yeah, at least third best in UK. But if you tell me about this squad, how do I rate this squad? Truth is, I would give it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. I told you we need to clear around 20 players. 20 players, just 20 players. If Arsenal is going to get any better. So I don't know whether I have answered your question. Sell Bellerin 20 million and Cedric maybe 80 million, 28 million. And we can get Lamptey and Aarons for 30 million. It would be a very good deal, by the way. Yeah, you get Tariq Lamptey. You keep him with Ainsley. It would be a very, very good deal, by the way. I do appreciate. Smash the like button, people. Smash the like button. Thanks everybody who's doing that. Smash the like button, please. It really means a lot. Yeah, it really means a lot. And with that all being said, I need to draw your attention. Let me just draw your attention to something very little. Okay, so Nathan was asking how I never wanted to interrupt the stream, so I decided not to answer it then. But if you wish to donate, I just want to get a new machine so that we can actually have the live call-ins. It's a machine that can support us streaming for long, a machine that can actually support us so if we are going to if you wish to donate, if you're in Africa, if you're in anywhere close in Africa, use my number, and then if you're not in Africa, you can use any mobile money app available in your country. I don't know where to put that number now. Yeah. I don't know where to put that number. But I think I'll explore the best ways in which you people can donate if you feel like it's not by force. Just those people who feel like they want the call-ins. If you want the call-ins, then I'm going to show you how you can donate so you can get a new machine. But until then, I will speak to you very, very soon. Have a blessed evening.